Somewhere in the pine-covered hills of western South Dakota, there's a quiet little race most people have never even heard of. And honestly, I hadn't heard of Lean Horse either until I signed up. But this race would be sure I'd never forget it. Last August, Caitlin and I kicked off a 3-month road trip across much of the western US, where we'd end up visiting more than 13 states and national parks along the way, in what's become one of our most epic trips to date. Before we left, I knew I wanted to run a race, I just didn't know where. And the odds of finding one that lined up with our schedule was slim, so I thought it wouldn't work out. But this time, I lucked out. The Lean Horse was the day after we'd pick my dad and stepmom up from the airport in Rapid City and then head to Custer State Park. So we packed up our little Kia Soul and headed west. But being the people we are, it's never a direct line. So we stopped off at Badlands National Park to run through its Mars-like terrain and enjoy all of its trails. Then it was off to Spearfish, which some friends recommended for even more excellent trail running. Then finally, we'd head to Custer where we'd camp for about a week, enjoy all of Custer and even more of its trails. And then, somewhere along the way, I'd walk out of the Custer YMCA with a race packet and a 20-miler on the plate the next day. The Lean Horse 20-miler is an out-and-back style course starting just outside of downtown Custer at the football and track complex. The start of the race is a gradual climb until you crest the hill and head downhill toward Orville, where the first aid station is. There, you turn around and follow the trail back to the finish, where you'll do a loop around the track and then cross the finish line. The route follows the Mickelson Trail, a smooth, packed gravel path that cuts through the pine forests, open meadows, and quiet stretches in the Black Hills. You can even see Crazy Horse from a distance. So we'll actually pick this up right after the beginning of the race. And full disclosure, I thought I was recording at the beginning of the race, but in fact I was in photo mode, so I caught none of the beginning. So we'll catch up with us about a mile in.
Hit 10K, 6 miles in, feeling great. This is Oliver from Australia. How you feeling?
Just hanging on. We kicked the butt of the incline.
Yes. Yeah, this downhill is wonderful right now. So going well. Check back in a few K. Just left the halfway point aid station at Orville. Good selection of stuff, tailwind, water, some human gels, watermelon, bananas, bacon, the works. So now we start the second half back the way we came, and another 10 miles to the finish. See you there. Got about 7K left. In a bit of a down spell right now. Just feeling a bit tight. How you doing?
How are you?
Good. Just a little bit left. I'll get there, one way or another. Helps if you train a bit better than I do, huh? Note to self, and anyone watching. Running a 20-miler in dry heat with the chest cold isn't the best combo. I've honestly felt like I've had knives stabbing my lungs for the last 4 miles. So I'm walking. It is what it is. I just want to enjoy it. So see you all in a bit at the finish line. I'm less than a kilometer away. See you soon.
And with that, the Lean Horse 20 miler was done. A small race in a small town, but it kicked off something big. Caitlin and I still had thousands of miles ahead of us, and this was just the first stop on a huge national park road trip where we'd enjoy running on so many different trails. And for this, I didn't need a medal or a perfect race. In fact, my medal was a coffee mug, which I still use almost every day. But I did need a reminder of why I do this. For the challenge, for the community, but most of all for new experiences. Yeah, this was a rough one, but that's how it goes sometimes. And on the bright side, I still managed to finish in the top 10. And this was just the start of a much bigger journey. So I wanted to thank you all for watching, but until next time, run fast, travel slow.